I mean, that's kind of cool. But let's see if it's worth it. Hey guys, I'm Scott with Before You Buy, where I do product reviews to make sure it's what you want before you buy it. We do all kinds of tech and home fitness reviews, so if that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing. So this is the Urikar. I know it looks like Urikar, but I asked the company and they said we usually just say Urikar because that was kind of what it was born out of, that word Urikar. Why? Because maybe when they came up with the idea of a rotating handle, they're like, Eureka! I'm going to get into that a little bit, but first let's go over the specs. Let's see what you get here. So I'm going to cut over here so you can see the case. Now, as you can see in the case, oh, about spilled my coffee there. That's not good. So we got 6 heads. We got the flat head with the bullet points. We got the ball head. We got a nice air cushion here. This is not a very flimsy one. Has a nice give to it. I don't like them when they're too soft. And then we have the classic fork. There is no notch, so it can spin on you. Also a blade, also without the notch. And we have the classic bullet. One thing that's interesting is they did include this nice Velcro system just to hold down the charger. I guess that's convenient so it doesn't fly all over the place. It is not USB-C though, and it's very clear to make sure you only use this charger and no other charger at all. Okay, but this is a pretty unique handle, obviously, with it being able to rotate and spin. One thing I like about it is it does feel nice. Like, it's not a cheap feeling one. I've used a few other massage guns that it just did not feel good in the hand when you spun it, and it was kind of clunky. This one feels great, actually. So I do appreciate that they put some good engineering into it. They do have some venting out the top, and then you do have the on and off switch on the bottom. Once you turn that on, you see the blue light come on, and here's the back. So on the back, you got your battery levels here. So I have 3 of the 4 charge lights. That's because I've been using it off and on for the last couple weeks. I like to use these products so you have an idea of what it's like. Now, I did clean this screen because I'll just show you there. Obviously, it can get pretty fingerprinty, but so I did wipe that off before the review, but you'll see as we use this, it's going to get pretty nasty. The top numbers are for counting minutes, how many minutes you've been using this massage gun, and then the bottom one is speed. Now, one thing I appreciate about it is the fact that you can set a speed and then turn it on, and it even brings up what it's doing there, the minutes and speed, and you can turn it off, and it kind of still stays there at that speed. Now, I really like that fact because I can leave it at a certain speed and just hit power on, hit the muscle group. Oh, someone comes to talk to me, power off. What was that? Talk to you a little bit. Maybe I'm leaving it on the bench. Come back after my workout or whatever, a warm up, hit this again, and it's ready to go on the speed I left it on. As long as you don't hit that off button, turn it back on, now it's going to start back at 0. But one thing I appreciate about that is it's ready to go on the speed you left it at. So I do like that. The downside is, I'm going to come back over here, it's got 30 speeds, okay? And you can press and hold and it'll jump up through those speeds. But 30 speeds, come on. you don't need 30 speeds, I promise. A solid 5 or 6 speeds is more than enough, okay? But hey, I guess beggars can't be choosers. Now, the price of this massage gun comes in right around $120 to $140. Now, we're going to look at the value more later in the video after I kind of keep going through the specs, right? So the charge time is right around 5 hours for this, and they say they last about 10 hours. Normally that's not an issue, okay? Because 10 hours, it lasts you multiple days. I've been using this off and on for a few weeks now. Never once really had to worry about the charge. I did throw it on the charger multiple times, not because it was needed, but because I felt like I wanted to get that experience. And I never even got down to 1 bar, and I used it a whole bunch. Okay, so now, as I mentioned, it does have 30 speeds, okay? Those range from 1800 all the way up to 3400 RPMs. And the amplitude, they actually rated at 14 millimeters. And that's how far this head travels back and forth. Now, I did see another YouTuber that actually measured it with calipers, and he measured it at 10 millimeters. So take that for what it's worth. In fact, I even, after watching that this morning and doing more research on the product, I thought, well, I'm going to order some calipers. So I have some coming so I can verify as well. Also, the stall force is rated at 45, right? So this is the power, speed, amplitude, stall force, power, 45. It's not 45. I can tell you that. Now, I've even done some tests on a scale where I push down on a scale to see what the rating is. Now, I know that's not how these guys are testing, but here's on level, let's go level 1 just so you can kind of see. Usually this is pretty weak. I mean, we're talking very weak here. And if I bump it all the way up to 30, which takes a second because 30 speeds is kind of a lot. Okay, so you can kind of hear the motor climbing. Here's the good news though, as we're waiting for that to climb up. It's actually a very quiet massage gun. In fact, I have the Theragun right here. Why? Because I got another video coming I'm super excited about comparing some of my top massage guns. But listen to the difference. Okay, that's high. This is high. Now, it might not sound a lot in the microphone, even though I have a shotgun microphone plugged in right there, looking nice. Listening nice? Looking nice. What does that even mean? I can tell you in use, it's significantly louder. But now that it's up on the higher speed, let's look at the stall force. And again, it does start to, I'm going to rotate the handle. That's convenient because it almost felt awkward that way. So this way, now it does start to dig into my chest. You can hear it, but as I really start to apply, it doesn't quite do the job I'd like. In fact, let me go to the bullet here. Now this should be, right, the most fine point head, the deepest you can dig. And just to verify, I'm on 30. Wait for it to build up. There it goes. So that's kind of annoying. It takes a little while, but I mean, it starts to hurt, but it also starts to stall a little before than I would like. You know, again, I have my Bob and Brad. This is my absolute favorite massage gun, and I got all kinds of videos on this one, but that one's coming up in my video that I'm working on because it's an exclusive, but you know, this one's even quieter. This one's insanely quiet, which is also one reason why it's one of my favorites. But this one I can dig in, and even with the flathead, I start to feel that pressure. It's not quite as, this one with the bullet point is stronger than this one with the flathead. But if this one had the bullet point on, there's no comparison. So just keep that in mind. This one I would rate at, I wouldn't want anything weaker than this one, okay? So this one is starting to get to the weaker side of massage guns, just so you know. So if you want the biggest, baddest, strongest massage gun, this one's probably not for you. Okay, Scott, so who is this massage gun for? Well, I think obviously the target is the multiple handles. Now the Theragun also has multiple grips. You know, you can grip it like this, like this, like this. But I'm one of those people who have never found it super useful, or I've never really changed my position much. Even back here, I'll do this. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I can hold it like this. But it's just not the same with a big fat grip there. This one's a little better because as you go back here, this one's super awkward now because it's angled the wrong direction, not even straight. But if I angle it this way, I would say it's a little bit better. And I think I can apply, let's go this one, Maybach 3, a new favorite of mine. But look at this. So if I go here and I go here, you can kind of see the difference there. That I can get a little bit better angle, but this one I don't really feel is a bad angle to push on. So, I mean, that's one thing I've come to realize is it's not a big deal, maybe, for that. Now, again, that's maybe me, and I have some pretty good flexibility in my arms, and I can actually put my hands together. So keep that in mind. But one thing I actually do, and maybe this would help you, is as you're using your massage gun, I'll put these other ones down, I actually lean up against a couch if I got a spot in my back, and I just do this and then lean up against the couch or something, and that helps hold it and just, you know, and then I can kind of shift my body. So that's a little tip. So officially, when it comes to the value, what do I think? Now, I will say it was kind of convenient to use some of these features, right? With the speed always being at the same speed, even if it does take a second to ramp up anyway. But the handle, I never really found like, ooh, that's super convenient to have. It was more of just a, oh, that's creative kind of moment for me. Now, at this price, it is at least a cheaper massage gun, right around $100, just over. But I would probably even go more towards either the Maybach 3 or the Sport Near. And I'll leave some links down below to those massage guns, because ultimately my goal is to make sure you get the right massage gun for you. Now, there's a bunch of different products out there, and there's a reason for that, because we're all different, right? So I'm just out to give you the information you need. Hopefully I helped today. And one way you could support my channel is I leave a link down below for buying me a cup of coffee. Keeps me going. It's late at night. This is a cup my kids gave me, the Fart Ninja, because I do American Ninja Warrior too. So I guess I'm the Fart Ninja. Thanks, kids. So until next time, thanks for watching. See ya.